Rodriguez trying to take advantage of just that, and it's going to be a goal kick. Ismail Elfath immediately pointed to the 6-yard box.
Welcome to Instant Replay for MLS Matchday 33. I'm your host, Andrew Wiebe, and as always, we're taking a closer look at the most controversial calls in Major League Soccer. We start in St. Louis with a pair of handballs, 12th minute. City's Sam Adeniran challenging Jesus Murillo and Giorgio Chiellini for this header in the box. It's bang bang, there's a little bit of pinball here, but it looks like the ball, after Chiellini wins the header, goes off the arm of Murillo. Rubio Vasquez, the referee, calls a penalty. Handball, he says. We're going to the spot. Not so fast. This play, like every penalty decision, is being checked by Michael Radchuk, the VAR, and Radchuk sees a clear and obvious error. In Radchuk's opinion, this handball is neither deliberate nor is Murillo's arm in an unnatural position. Therefore, he recommends review. Upon review, Vasquez reverses the call, and I agree with that decision. For me, Murillo's arm, though raised and out, is in a natural position based on the situation that he's in. Adeniran comes through his back. He's flailing and falling. And yes, the ball hits his arm, but that doesn't mean it's a handball. I agree with Vasquez and Radchuk on this decision. I'm with Vasquez as well in the 66th minute. Again, St. Louis won a handball on Murillo, but watch closely. While the ball hits his right hand, that hand and arm are tucked inside the torso. They are not extended, not in a natural position in my opinion. Therefore, in my view, it's a good no call by Vasquez, even though he sees that ball to hand contact. All right, to Sandy, Utah we go. Controversial call in the 20th minute. Damir Kreilach with studs into the knee of Hader Obrian. Pierre-Luc Lauzière is the referee, and Lauzière says yellow card, reckless as opposed to excessive force and serious foul play. The VAR, Alex Chilowitz, is checking this for serious foul play, and he recommends a review for a clear and obvious error in his opinion. Lauzière looks at it at the monitor and says, I'm sticking with the call on the field, yellow, as is his right. I understand the perspective of both referees in this situation. As for Chilowitz, you have studs to the knee. His alarm bells are ringing, and he's saying that endangers the safety of an opponent or uses excessive force or brutality. Watch this play closely. In my opinion, Kreilach is trying to pull out of this tackle. He's breaking his knee instead of straightening his leg. And if you watch closely, at moment of impact, I don't see Hader Obrian's leg lurch forward or show the signs of big-time force. So I get it. In this case, I lean toward Lauzière based on the lack of excessive force in my opinion. Certainly it is reckless. Certainly it's a yellow card. But I would also understand if the original call on the field was red, I don't think there would be any chance that this play would be reviewed and reversed. The call on the field would stand. There's gray area there, and there was gray area in the 35th minute. Santi Rodriguez driving into the box. Orlando defending, attempting to defend, and Rodriguez goes down. The referee, Ismail Elfath, says, that's incidental contact, no penalty, goal kick, but the VAR, Jair Marufo, sends him to the monitor while Elfath decides, yes, that's a penalty. And the reason being is that Santi Rodriguez is in front of the Orlando defender. He has won this foot race, and the Orlando defender initiates the contact by coming through the back of his legs. Had Santi initiated the contact, it would be incidental. But the Orlando defender shades and moves behind Santi into the path of his feet, and that's where the foul occurs. Well done to the referee crew on this one, in my opinion. 3 plays in the Crew Chicago game, first in the 4th minute. Initially, play continues. Izmir Pekmic does not spot a foul on the play, but his VAR, Yunus Markachi, sees the foul on Diego Rossi by Chris Brady, the goalkeeper for the Fire. Where did that foul occur? Watch closely. Brady does not get the ball, turns his head, and extends that leg. And look right there. That leg extends into the path of Rossi and makes contact, tripping him. That's a foul. Markachi flags Pekmic, and Pekmic calls the PK. Well done to the crew on that one. A little more confusing, though, in the 13th minute. Arnaud Souquet, the right back for the Fire, is chasing down Yaya Boa. He's grabbing, pulling. Looks like there might be a little contact by the feet as well, and Yeboah goes down. Pekmic calls the foul. Penalty, he says, and yellow card. First off, I was confused watching because if this is a foul, there's no way Souquet plays the ball, and that would make it, in my opinion, denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity with no attempt to play the ball, which is both a penalty and a red card. Markachi sends Pekmic to the monitor. I assumed for the dog so red, but the closer I watched, I realized it was for no penalty and no foul on Souquet. watch closely. Unless you're going to call the fire defender for these little grabs, which I wouldn't, that would be extremely soft, there's got to be contact leg to leg. In my opinion, Suket does not change the path on which he's running. Yayaboa is actually the one that extends his leg out and hits Suket. He initiates that contact, which then sends him down. For me, that is not a foul, and in my opinion, this shouldn't have been a penalty kick. Pekmic went to the monitor and disagreed with both myself and Markachi. He stuck with his call on the field, penalty and yellow card. We won't have to spend much time on this 66-minute red card to Shaqiri. It's for a second yellow. Watch closely. Studs to the ankle of Diego Rossi. That is textbook, folks. You're off. DC Atlanta, 62nd minute. Initially, there's a PK called by Lucas Spala, the referee, on Luis Abram of Atlanta, and it was the right call. Watch that arm extend in an unnatural position. Ball strikes arm, clear penalty. But Alan Chapman, the VAR, calls for a review for offside. After a long review, Spala agrees, and the goal is called off. Now, there was some confusion on the broadcast, and I'm here to tell you what happened. Instead of focusing on Christian Benteke, who's certainly in an offside position, and Donovan Pines, who heads the initial ball, who is not, look at Brendan Hines-Ike, just behind Benteke. He too is in an offside position, and when the ball is crossed, Hines-Ike fades backward into the space that Donovan Pines is jumping and challenges for the ball. Since he started the play in an offside position and challenges for the ball, Hines-Ike is offside and the play is dead. That is an offside offense. Well done on the review by Alan Chapman and decision by Spala. This penalty should not have stood, and it didn't. Offside. To Portland we go. Straight off the second half kick. Sebastian Blanco wants a penalty, but he doesn't get one. Rami Touchon, the referee, says no. Kevin Terry Jr., the VAR, says yes. Clear and obvious error. Sends Touchon to the monitor, where Touchon sticks with his call on the field. And that confuses me, because when I watch this, I see clear contact from the San Jose defender kicking through the ankle and leg of Sebastian Blanco without getting the ball. That contact is not incidental. It's pretty significant in my opinion, and you can see how it changes Blanco's ability to plant his foot and he goes down. To me, this is an obvious PK, and I think it should have been called on review. How about a couple obvious PKs that were called? Charlotte, Philadelphia, 94th minute. Breck Diagna, what are you doing? Olivier Mbaizo goes down. Daniel Gazdag buries the penalty, and that is a terrible home draw for Charlotte FC. Speaking of terrible home draws, to Montreal we go. It's 1-0 to the home side in the 94th minute and 7 seconds. Jonathan Sidawa comes out of his goal all the way to the edge of the 18-yard box and goes through the back of Dambaji. Clear penalty, clear foul. Lucho buries the PK, and they share the points. Last one here for a possible serious foul play on Nick Lima in the Red Bulls Austin game. 84th minute, Luquinhas. Oh, this doesn't feel good. Heel to the top of the head. But there's a reason why it's a yellow card from Nima Sagafi, the referee, and not a red. And that's because there are no studs in this situation, and Luquinhas stoops to try to head this ball. Lima has every right to challenge, to attempt to clear. And ultimately, it is a high clearance and reckless, but it isn't serious foul play, and it doesn't endanger the safety of Luquinhas. Well done to the crew on that one. All right, that's it for us. If you see something, say something. I am always monitoring social media for controversial decisions on any given MLS match day. Big thanks, as always, to my producer, Rich Hernandez, and my editor, Phil Levanco. I'm Andrew Wiebe. We'll see you next time.